Hey guys, another day here at Kiwi Classics and Customs. We get a bit of all sorts through the door here, and this is a perfect case in point. 84 TransAm, Night Rider, but this is a bit different. It's actually a convertible. Now don't shoot me down if some of you guys know better, but what I'm told is this is one of about 100 that were built, and it was possibly done for Chevrolet or with Chevrolet's or GM's approval. Not 100% sure on that, but it's a pretty rare car. It didn't come off the GM assembly line as a convertible. They took a regular Trans Am and turned it into a convertible. So kind of interested to see how this thing looks. It looks good, and you've got a fabric top on here. So let's see if we can't get the top down on this thing. The customer just wants it all checked out and make sure that it's working properly. So let's do that. Yes. No. We've got a stowaway. Kev, come on. Anyway, moving right along. Now we've got a button inside that we hit to release the deck apparently. This is all new to me too, guys. Here we go, look at this. Huge deck lid. Huge deck lid. And this apparently then folds down. That's kind of interesting. 84 is a little bit later than what we're used to working on, but this is an interesting car. So, and you're learning right along with me as far as how one of these works. Look at that. That's kind of slick. It's actually a hardtop section with just a convertible back window. So that's pretty cool. Pop this down again. There you go. Kind of got the Batmobile humps on the back here, which is pretty cool. It's got a little wee deck lid cut into the main deck lid, which you can then access the stuff in your trunk, which is a little different. Let's see how that works. Keys are gone. Where'd you put the keys, Barry?
See here.
Here we go. Not a bad catch for an old boy. Okay. Yeah, look at that. And here you have access to your fairly small trunk. That's kind of cool. So yeah, not something you see every day by any means. But pretty cool. We've got to get it up on the rack. She's got an oil leak, a few things like that we've got to address. Some shocks. And what I'm interested to look at is how they change the structure or added to the structure. Once you cut the roof off a car, you lose a huge amount of strength, a huge amount of structure that they want to twist and flex. They really rely on the roof to create the box structure of a unibody car. So it's going to be interesting to see it on the rack, see what they did to beef it up. I'm sure they've had to do something. So let's get it on the rack. Right, she's up on the rack now. It's kind of interesting viewing under here. It's not a bad car, it's pretty solid. You can see all the extra structure they've added because they cut the roof off. You've got an X-brace here, which is made of a C-channel. That's been tagged and pushing it up under the engine, which is not so good. We've got to pull that down. Along the side here, not sure whether you'll be able to pick it up on camera, but hopefully you can. There's the C-section channel steel, like 3/16. That's been welded right along the pinch weld and then connected up here, a couple of spots up to the floor, just to try and tie it all together when you take the roof off. You take the roof off a car, you lose a hell of a lot of structure. So but we got a few oil leaks and a few bits and pieces like that, some shocks that need replacing, but really nothing bad. But yeah, we've got to pull this down and get it off the transmission. It's touching the transmission here. It's pushed it up and it's rattling on the exhaust, so somebody put a bit of heater hose in the little gap there to try and stop it rattling. So I think we can do better than that. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. You just don't see cars like this very often. And interesting to see how they, what they did to try and compensate for the cutting the roof off back in the 80s. So I don't know that it's how I would have done it, but you know, it's still here, it's still going, so it can't be all bad. All right, let's carry on.